You're listening to the Snipers Club. I'm your host, the Sniper, and welcome to Hatty The Posterboy. Who needs a water boy when you've got a poster boy? Before we kick off, if anyone's thinking of joining our service, we've been on absolute fire since round 3. Our winners list is huge, and we've had a return of 90% ROI in round 7, 66% in round 8, 22% in round 9, and we're massively up on the year. And we'll be closing our group pretty soon, making it invitation only to protect the odds on our picks. So if you would like to secure your place before it becomes one in, one out, then now's a great time to do so. All the details are in our link tree, which is attached to the show notes. So today we're joined by Jaidyn, our Melbourne Storm superfan and the bane of the bookies. Rumour has it that the bookies have implemented facial recognition technology in tab shops to stop her getting her winning bets on. Since then, she's allegedly gone to shops in disguise, dressed as Stormman, Mrs. Doubtfire, and even Ronald McDonald. Have the bookies recognised her at the counter? God, no. Is this rumour true, Jaidyn?
The Ronald McDonald one, yeah, that part's true. Thank you for having me on. Yeah.
Pleasure. So good to have you. Let's kick off with last week. Sadly, the guys didn't find a poster boy, but we did have one Hatty from Jermaine Asako, who'd have been our only shot. We had numerous doubles though: Garner, Garrick, Angus Crichton, Ravalawa, Nanai, and our favourite Englishman, Elliot Whitehead. Did you have Phillips Army last weekend, Jaidyn?
Yeah, I did. I did have Phillips Army, but I was hopeful he'd play the left. Not that left edge did too much, but he was on the right, ended up getting one try, which a bit controversial. But
Do you think so?
Yeah, he was my poster boy. Unfortunately, he didn't get up.
How was Appy's try given? Not given, but Phillips Army's given. Can you explain that to me, please?
I cannot. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can see differences, but I think they were both yeah. I feel like Sami's was more bounced than anything. But yeah, they both weren't a try, in my opinion.
Is it about control or is it about separation?
I'm not too sure. I think like with Appi's, it was obviously the separation, and with Sami's, I've seen a similar one to Sami's a couple years ago. I can't remember who it was, and it was also given. But yeah, I can't justify that one.
Because I think in rugby union, the term they use there is daylight. You need to be able to see clear daylight between your hand and the ball. Obviously, the balls are slightly different. If you look at Appy and you really slow down the freeze frame, if you slow it down enough, you're going to find daylight and there'll be a gap. But he had control. With the other one, again, if you slow it down fast enough, eventually you're going to find separation. You know, it's just modern technology. So I don't understand how they can call one a try and the other not a try. Is there some kind of alternative agenda that the NRL are trying to pursue here?
Yeah, all honestly, right. Even like with the... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, even with the referees, like I know, you know how they used to sort of do that, they won sure, then it would go to the bunker and it would be either try or no try, and now there's got to be obviously sufficient evidence. But I would have probably given Uppies over Salmis, to be honest, if I was going to give any of them. But yeah, just crazy.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay, so let's move on. What did you make of the Storm's last game, which was away to the Titans?
Yeah, they came out of the blocks good, similar to the week before. You know, the spine looked good, and Bloor sort of was getting a lot of offloads away and creating some line breaks. But yeah, then they kind of slowed off. We missed, I think it was like twice as many tackles as Titans did, and yeah, just didn't seem too committed. Seemed a bit tired. And obviously, it didn't help. We had some injuries. Paps got injured. Sewer was off 2 separate occasions. Wishart was in there. So there's a few disruptions and stuff. But Titans played well. But yeah, the boys just sort of, seemed like they were tired. And it's just unlike them with the missed tackles. Like to have twice as many as Titans is just, not good enough really. And even the errors, I think they were double figures. So yeah, hopefully they play
because you guys started off on absolute fire, didn't you? It was scintillating attacking football.
Yeah, we played so well, like to start. But yeah, as I said, I think it's just the sort of the disruptions that they had, and then obviously the missed tackles, and some of the boys just look super tired out there. And we had a few players playing out of position. So,
do you think they went in with after the mayor's show mentality, where there was such a high after the previous game, where it was a rout against Souths, was it, at home for Anzac Day? It was a little bit of a come down for this game, and they took it for granted. Is that fair or is that unfair?
I mean, you could say it's fair. Like it seemed that way. It sort of fits, you know what I mean? But I'm not. I mean, you would have thought they'd be up. They're always up, like known to be up for milestone games and Munster's 200th game and all of that. But yeah, they came out of the blocks super well. It looked really good. But yeah, maybe a bit of what you said, and maybe they just underestimated Titans because they look good. They run hard and they look fast, the Titans. So, and considering how many tackles they missed, maybe they just caught them off guard a little bit.
They're a little bit like a cockroach. They're pretty hard to kill, aren't they? They're always in for the fight. They never give up. And they'll play right to the final whistle, won't they? Okay, about the Pappy injury.
Yes, I know. I mean, the positive is it's only 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, I'm shattered to see him get injured again. I love his style of play and think it complements the spine and the rest of the team so well. But happy it's only 4 to 6 weeks. Just unfortunate for him. But it opens the door for Sua at fullback if his knee's right to go. So yeah, hopefully he'll be back sooner rather than later.
How did you think Sua did? This is Sua Falongo for anyone new or not so familiar with the new players.
No, I reckon he did well. I mean, he obviously had that HIA. He was off for maybe 15, and then in the end got injured, and then went off again. So you didn't see, too much of him back there. But even on the wing, you saw what he could do when he was putting the centres off the scrum. So he's lightning quick, and he's so good on his feet. A little bit like Walsh, sort of like just so fast and just unstoppable at times. So. Yeah, it'll be good to see him at fullback this week.
Yeah, super exciting talent, guys. So do keep an eye on him. He's pretty short in the betting, but that's with good reason, guys. So definitely one to keep an eye on before the market starts pricing in what he's actually going to do. So I don't think the comparisons to Reece Walsh are exaggerated at all here, guys. How did you rate Nick Meaney's performance? Do you think he'll play fullback this week?
I hope not. No, I think, he didn't get sort of, as dominated as he's kind of has previously in the centres there, and same with Warbrick. But, he looked okay. He didn't really stand out, in terms of anything negative. But in terms of fullback, I think if Sua's right to go, he'll get the job. I just think he offers more to the team. Meaney's safe and he done super well last year, as I've mentioned in a previous podcast. But I just think Sua, the team just sort of need that spark at the back. And if they got Sua ready to go and healthy, then I think he'll be our second choice after Pack.
Okay, cool. Let's have a look back at your Hail Mary multi from last weekend, Jaidyn. How did you get on with that?
So I was 4 legs. I got 1 leg out of the 4, which isn't too good. So we go again, though. Okay,
cool. So we'll come on to that in a sec, guys. There was one section of the show that we forgot to do last week, and that's called Badgerwatch. So we look back at Casey's Bad Badger's performance from the previous weekend, and we had her down as a honey badger rather than a bad badger for round 8. So apologies, Casey. We missed that. We forgot to do it. And since then, you've reffed the Dogs against the Tigers. You're pushed by Sam Hughes, verbally abused by Clemmer, who got sent off. Didn't see the OG grub Reed Mahoney. You didn't send him off. That's okay. And worst of all, you didn't even bin or send off Aidan Caesar after his horror tackle, which got him in serious trouble at the judiciary. Have you got an ulterior motive, Casey? Is there something else you're not telling us? So, Jaidyn, for you, for last round 9, do you vote honey badger or bad badger?
Last week I'm going to say bad badger.
Why? Is it the Reed Mahoney thing in particular?
That stood out. But I don't know off the top of my head, but she's just the one ref that I watch and I'm just like, what is that call? Like, just sort of thing like week after week. So I'm going with Bad Badger.
Yeah, I'm going Bad Badger too. I think for me, the thing I find most distracting is that it's non-stop talking. Yeah, it doesn't stop in the background. So you're trying to concentrate on the game, and all you can hear is Casey Badger. This has got nothing to do with sex or anything like that, or female referees. We're big fans of Belinda Sharp. We think she does an absolutely awesome job. It's just that she doesn't let the game flow. So there's always niggly little things. There's always penalties, 6 against, wrong calls. If she's in the bunker, she always has to intervene. It's slow and it breaks up the play. So that's not what rugby league's supposed to be about. Keep the game flowing, showcase the product in the right way so that you can grow it abroad in these new territories that you're looking at. Make sure it's exciting. There's no need to slow it down to NFL standards where there's always interruptions. So that's the thing I struggle with anyway. Let's talk about Reed Mahoney. What do you think of him as a player? What do you think of him as a grub?
As a player, I don't really rate him that much. Like I don't know. I think that every time I watch him, every week, I'm just like, he would not be a player I would want to play with. Like, he just sort of does his own thing, and you can see his teammates getting frustrated, and sort of there'll be an overlap on the right, he'll go left. Like, just some of the stuff that he does, or he'll kick when it's really not needed. Just, I don't know. I don't really rate him as a player, and in terms of him as a grub, I sort of think the same thing. I don't really rate him much at all, and he's just always in the big forward's face. He's the first guy in if there's a little push and shove, and I don't know. He should have been sent off on the weekend as well, just because.
Yeah, just for being Reed Mahoney.
Exactly.
So who did he pick with a fight with the previous weekend? The big Newcastle Knights forward. Who was that?
It was Jack Hetherington, which I have no idea why he'd choose him, but I'm guessing it's because there's a no punch rule. But shocking.
Do you think Ciraldo tells Reed Mahoney to be like a mosquito buzzing in these forwards' ears to try and get them sent off to gain an advantage?
I don't think Reed Mahoney would have to be told too much, to be honest. I think he's naturally that way, but I've got no idea with him. He's one of the least players I like watching, to be honest.
Because now he's picked a fight with David Clemmer, right?
Of course he has. Of course he has. Who they got this week? Panthers. So he'll probably pick a fight with Liam Edwards or someone. I mean, Liam Martin.
Yeah, that's not going to end well, is it?
Well, yeah, who knows?
I don't think Liam Martin would get sent off, though. He's not that kind of player. He's not going to react to him, for sure. Cleary would have told him, don't get involved with Reed Mahoney. None of you, if he tries to wind you up. He could try and kick out his teammate now. Yeah. It would have been nice to see him try and wind up kick out, but we've missed that boat.
We've missed it for now. Maybe he'll get traded in maybe next year.
Have the Dogs played Manly yet?
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Neither am I.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Because I think the Olukwatu Reed Mahoney fight would be one for pay-per-view.
Yeah, Olukwatu could get reined in pretty easily. I reckon he could get under his feathers.
Okay, cool. So we've got 2 bad badgers for last week, and let's move on. We've got a question from a listener for you, Jaidyn. I'll just read it out, and this is from League Freak. League Freak have a podcast and are on Twitter, so thank you very much, guys, for the question. The question is, what type of winger is more valuable? A pure try scorer, a meter eater that gets through a lot of work in field, or a high flyer who's great under the high ball? And what would be your favourite player that fits that bill?
That's a good question. I feel like it's probably pretty team dependent on sort of which one would be more important. If you got kind of strong forwards and strong outside backs, you're sort of not looking for that on the wings. But then if you've got like a really nice spine and sort of just need someone that's going to be putting the ball down when they get the opportunity and the time and space, you sort of would want to try a scorer. But in terms of like high flyers, I mean, you look at sort of Asako and sort of Coates, Lomax, Dom Young, but even them, they all kind of cross over into the try scoring category as well. And then you sort of got the carries. Obviously, Brian To'o would be top sort of there, and Greg Marju not going as well this year, but that's just a reflection of the Knights. And then Sami, Karaz, they all just strong meters. And then in terms of try scorers, Khan Pereira, Josh Adokar, Saab, you've got Dallin, Alex Johnston. But yeah, as I said, a few of them like obviously cross over. Like you could even say Coates is in that one as well. But yeah, if I was to say best in each, I'd say probably Coates high flyer. To'o obviously carries, as I mentioned, and then maybe try scorers, Josh Adokar or Dallin maybe. I mean, Osako is looking good. And in terms of most important or best sort of that fits the bill across all of them, I'd probably say Xavier Coates or Brian To'o. I feel like one of them, they kind of go into each category. I'd probably say one of them, and if I had to choose one, I'd probably go with Coates. Maybe a bit of Storm bias there.
Okay, cool. There's another player, Daniel Tupou. I think he fits into two of those three categories, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, Daniel Tupou would fit into both. I mean, I could think of a few players that would fit across. Yeah, sort of a lot of them. Like I think that's why I say Coates, because I feel like he's a high flyer and maybe not obviously carries, and can obviously try score. Same with Asako. Asako, I mean, heavy carrier as well, good strong ball runner. It's a tough question.
Good, thank you. So let's move on, guys. Let's move on to the next section of the show. Have you got a new round 10 Hail Mary for us? And what's it for this week?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. So third time lucky, hopefully. So we've got Liam Martin, Panthers versus Bulldogs. Similar to last week, I still think that space sort of between Kikau and Burton can be can be exposed, and who better than Nathan Cleary? He's back this week. Into Jordan Ricky, Eels versus Broncos. Nice odds there, $5 for Ricky, but I just like that Eels left just looks like they've got obviously the rookie half. It looks like they're going to have Sean Russell in the centres, Sivo out on the wing. I just think Walsh and the Broncos can sort of expose that edge. And I know it's Adam Reynolds is out, but I still think Walsh on his own can sort of demolish that whole side, and hopefully Ricky sort of crosses over. Then I got James Tedesco, Roosters versus Warriors. That's more, I think, Roosters, the way Warriors have been playing, I think Roosters will do pretty well, score a fair few points against them, and Tedesco's just everywhere all the time. So I've got Tedesco backing up through the middle, and then into the final leg, so 4 legs altogether, which is Jojo Fafita, Titans left, now that I know who's playing left and right. North Queensland Cowboys, their right edge isn't that great. They've had a couple centres in there.
Titans against the Cowboys,
due to injuries, right? And all of that, and then they've got Townsend and Felt. And I just think, Titans with Fafita, foreign, they can find some space, and Fafita will get over. So I like that. That's a 4-leg multi. That's 100.46, so just over the $100 mark, and that is on Sportsbet.
Okay, awesome. Can you just do a quick recap of the 4 players, Jaidyn?
So we've got Liam Martin into Jordan Ricky, into James Tedesco, into Jojo Fafita to finish it off, and it's 100 to 1.
So let's move on to our poster boy for this week. I'll be back for Magic Round with one next week. So let's see how we go. Hopefully we get one before then. So Jaidyn, who's your Hatty the Poster Boy for round 10?
So this week, I'm hoping, considering you're back for Magic Round, I'm hoping that means I get mine this week and I can sit out next week. But I've gone with a centre, and it's sort of the same sort of theory. It's Eels versus Broncos. I've gone with Katoni Staggs over on that right edge, opposite Sean Russell and the young half, and Sivo. I just think that Walsh will get a lot of time and space for his outside backs over on that right edge, and I think that Staggs could be a good one to cross over, and he's paying $51 to 1, and that's on Sportsbet to score 3 or more tries.
Wow, Has he ever scored a hat-trick before?
I have no idea. I mean, I know off the top of my head, I can think of a fair few times he's scored a double. And he's been a little bit quiet this year in terms of try scoring. So, yeah, I'm hoping this is the week.
Nice. Guys, I reckon if you shop around, you can find higher odds than that. So do have a look at the odds comparison services. Have a little shop. I can see it. I can definitely see it, like Stags. But will it actually happen without Reynolds there? That's the main question, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that, as I said, I still think Walsh can sort of find out a lot of players, even like the better teams, and that edge is just fairly. I mean, they haven't had many reps together, if any. Sean Russell in that halfback for sure, and I'm hoping they just kind of overcompensate on that right edge and Broncos left edge, and just they go right and find some space for the Broncos.
Okay, so who's playing there this week? Is it Josh Rogers, the kid, that's taking over from Adam Reynolds?
Yep, he's playing, and he looked alright when he played. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
See, I'm not convinced he's actually going to play. I think Tristan Saylor might come in last minute.
Ooh, I wouldn't mind that, to be honest. It'll probably be better.
Neither would I, because Tristan Saylor's a gun. I'd rather see him there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the only thing that would worry me is obviously the halfback sort of play. But as you said, in terms of Rogers, I'm not really sure how much he offers in that aspect anyway. But Saylor would be unreal to see him play with Mam and Walsh. They'd be dynamic.
I think there are very big raps on Josh Rogers, guys. So we've heard that in many different places. So apparently he's a gun. He's a good ball runner as well, and he's strong in the carry, and he's got a good pass on him. But we think Saylor's ahead of him still, so this could be a slight curveball from Billy Walters. Not that he really has to be making curveballs at this point in the season, but they did lose badly last week, so don't be surprised to see Saylor come in there. The other ones that I thought were a little bit misleading in terms of team sheets yesterday were the Storm and the Warriors. Now, with the Storm, just hear me out, Jaidyn. I know you might not agree with me, but is there a world where, there's a world where I could see Nick Meaney moving to fullback, someone like Grant Anderson moving to right centre, and then Sua Fa'alongo playing on the wing? Could you see that happening? Or am I reading too much into it, do you think?
I feel like, it makes sense, like considering, obviously Meaney played fullback last year and that sort of thing, but I don't know. I just think like for like, keep the edges the way they are and just slot Sua back there. It's not like Meaney is a freak back at fullback sort of thing. So, I could see your thinking, but I'm just, I feel like maybe they'll just slot Sua straight back in if his knee's okay, because his knee, he had a slight injury to it. But and also I think we've spoken a couple of times of that that Warbrick Meaney edge, and I think getting more reps for them is obviously going to benefit the team, because that's obviously the lineup that they see for finals and that sort of thing. So, I wouldn't change that for the next 4 to 6 weeks while Paps is out.
Let's see what happens, guys. I think Sua may play wing. I think it's misleading, and Meaney will play at fullback. But that's our view. The other one. Now, this is the strange one. The Warriors had a really tough game against the Knights in the rain. It wasn't a great watch. There was a very dubious non-penalty try given to DWZ. It wasn't given. It probably should have been given. And since then, for team news, Webster's named an unchanged team. Are you buying that, Jaidyn? Do you believe this team sheet he's put out?
Nah, I feel like they have to make some changes. But even that interchange bench, when I saw it on Tuesday, yesterday, sorry. I just don't think that's going to be their team. I know it's unchanged. I just can't imagine them sticking with that. They need to find something. They haven't looked good the last couple of weeks, and I'm not sure exactly what they need, but I can't imagine them sticking with that same team.
Yeah, because the halves have really struggled. Tamare Martin has looked like a passenger. He's offered nothing dynamic that's added any benefit to the left-hand side attack. That's pretty much non-existent. SJ looks frustrated, injured, like he's maybe playing at 60 or 70%. And the season's on the line here, guys. So our view is that Tamare Martin will be dropped. Dylan Walker will come in and play at 5'8". Montoya will be dropped. RTS goes to left wing. And either Pompey or Ali comes in at centre. So there's basically zero chance of Webster going in with this team. So there are a few trading opportunities around here, guys. If you look at Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, he's available at $4.25 on 365. If our thinking is right, he'll be down at $2.3 come game day, which is Sunday. The other thing is he's facing his old team. He scored a great try against them back in 2016, and he went absolutely nuts when he celebrated. So he's definitely going to be fired up for it. The weather forecast for that game is also dry. We don't think it's going to be wet, so we prefer that. And the Roosters have conceded 3 tries so far this season to left wingers and left centres. So that's one we like. It will be plus EV. If he doesn't line up on the left wing and we've got our thinking wrong, you'll have a cash out opportunity anyway at the current odds. So we think it's a no-brainer, trading opportunity, freebie from me. Hopefully it comes off, and it's a good crossover bet for rugby union guys as well. So what do you think of that, Jaidyn? Could you see this happening?
Yeah, nah, for sure. And I totally agree with the Tamari Martin. That's why I was a bit, at the start of the season, I saw a lot of people wanted sort of him or Chanel Harris-Tavita in that side and over Metcalf, and I just think, yeah, they just lack that. I think we're kind of seeing that now with Tamari Martin. They just sort of, yeah, they're just floating around, sort of not really offering too much. And I can't see Warriors doing too much with Tamari Martin there. So that's definitely one change I can see happening. And then Montoya, getting out of the side and Roger moving to left wing would be obviously way beneficial. He's hit ups, he'll get more touches, and because they're not using him properly. So I can definitely see that happening. I'm gonna jump on as well.
Nice. Let's hope for a revival from the Warriors, guys. We've got a lot of Wars fans in our group, and they gave us so much pleasure last season. Let's hope they can really kick on, make sure they make it into the 8s, and give us another thrill for this season. So, Jaidyn, thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, no worries. Thanks for having me on again. I look forward to it.
Thank you. Awesome. Now, how can people follow you on Twitter?
So my @ is JAIGGG_. So that's JAI3Gs_. That's my Twitter.
Awesome. And can they copy your bets on Sportsbet now as well?
Yeah, so I joined the feed, and that is also JAIGGG. So the same as my Twitter, just no underscore. So you can find me on the Sportsbet feed, and I sort of post the things that I think sort of confident with, or some value bets as well.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. So guys, in terms of the Snipers Club, if you want to find any of our socials, join the group, join the free Discord, the best place to go is to Google, and then Google the Snipers Club link tree, and you'll find all our links there. You'll also find links to Spotify and all the other streaming apps that we use to stream and post Hatty the Posterboy. So guys, thank you very much for joining us. Please like, share, and help our channel grow.